Before you begin learning anything, a language or preparing for your university entrance exams or anything, I want you to learn how to learn, because this is something that we don't learn in schools. We are simply taught things, and you come to class, whatever the method the teacher chooses to use, which is in most cases the teacher bombarding you with a lot of information, and you have no idea how to learn this information, how to practice it, how to remember it. In these next videos, I will be sharing with you the most common techniques on how to learn anything. And this can be for your mathematics, it can be for your English, most especially for English, because I've been teaching English for almost 10 years, and I usually get to class and do different activities with students, but I never had these activities organized. I was just teaching out of intuition, or I would think this is how we learned, and that's how I was trying to teach. But of recent, I was trying to up my teaching methods, and I came across a book that had a lot of things about learning a language, most especially if you speak another language and this is your second language or third language. And they were explaining methods on how to teach and how to learn. And I thought, if I know how to teach, my students also should know how to teach. And other teachers that are watching this should know how to teach. And students too should know how to learn. So there are going to be a series of videos. I'll briefly mention everything in this intro, but then I'll get into details on every single thing about this. Learning a language, you use a cognitive method, a mnemonic strategy, a metacognitive strategy, social strategies, and affective strategies. And this is before I continue with the other strategies. When I was there, I think 8 months ago, there is a new student I got, and I had never experienced this. But when I was a student in university, I experienced this. I will tell you first what I experienced, then I'll tell you the story of my student. When I was in computer programming 101, it was very difficult, and I tried to do it. It was super difficult, and guess what? I started crying because the program couldn't work. So forget that. Let's just forget that. Of recent, I was doing one of the classes, and the student was going for, I won't get into details because let's not get into details simply. So I was asking her to speak, and I usually go hard on my students, sometimes extra hard, and I notice, remember, go soft on the students. So we were doing a class, and I was asking her to give more details, continue explaining, continue speaking, asking her questions and looking at her. And I think she badly wanted to speak, but she couldn't. And I could see it in her eyes. She was about to cry, and she got very emotional and stuff. And I told her, you know what? Let's change the activity. We changed the activity, and we got off the thing we were doing, and we did something that was a lot simpler and a lot more playful. And while I was reading this book, I learned something. You must be, I will mention that in details when we get to affective strategies. So you should pay attention to your emotions. It's something about emotions when you're learning something. And the other thing is course linguistic and color method. I think you've seen this in many places. So far, that's all I've learned about these learning strategies, and I'm excited. I'm still doing lots of research because it's a huge topic. I hope I can work on it and get results and be able to incorporate this in my classes while teaching my students. Thanks for watching. I hope you will benefit from this, and my students too will benefit from this. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye. Subscribe to my channel to be able to follow up on all these videos. Take care.